Sisters,
We shall not yield to tyranny.
our cause just we will prevail. The fight
Hello,
for our
Mr.
rights.
Buffs. Ready for a journey back? Look at this encampment. The spirit of 76 is alive.
Bobby, at this
Hello,
point,
history.
shame on you. Shame on you. Because we are being played as the American people. Our money is funding a war that we don't need to be in. I shouldn't be okay with it. So as long as I have breath in my body and a mic to use, I will be speaking out against this.
A true patriot savors these moments, but the fight for liberty calls.
The economy, we have a global economy. That's why we're a number one economy in the world. I know that a lot of people want to paint the horrible view of America, but, you know, go live somewhere else and then tell me America's bad.
Patriotism is all about. Look at these flags. They represent our fight for liberty. This is what
so
American.
freaking crazy to me that we have an conflict with Iran before a single person from the Epstein files has been arrested on American soil.
The hour our liberty is at hand. For freedom is brava. Brothers
I
and
was
sisters.
working, man, you know, but it's good to see Rippy out there handling business, man. And again, hey, that's a lot of black Trump supporters, man. I mean, it feels good to see that, man. So
My fellow patriots, the hour of decision is upon us. Let us march forth with courage to secure our liberty.
A real coach. People are getting sick of it. The moment a celebrity steps slightly outside the leftist approved narrative, they get attacked. Chili from TLC gets heat over allegedly donating to Donald Trump.
For liberty. The British advance. We must act.
Our supplies are low, but morale is high.
Then we fight for liberty.
Payne's work captures the spirit of we fight for independence.
With
Welcome to my.
that said they were anti-war. I think they said no new wars. Yeah, they voted for a president that was not going to start any new wars. And what's funny to me is that not only were you lied to, not only did this man start this and get out of the
Freedom. Greetings from the encampment. The spirit of liberty is strong. We will fight for our rights and our freedom.
Just in order to get the Greater Israel Project accomplished, you have to kill people. That's why it's wrong. Killing people is wrong. Full stop. So you can try to make sense of it with, well, it's a threat and this and that. There's no greater threat than the United States empire.
To the encampment. For liberty.
And what I've learned, and I'm not a liberal or a Democrat. I voted for Trump the first time, but he's become a politician. He lies like all the other politicians. He deceives like all the other politicians.
Endures through every change and challenge. We stand at the dawn of liberty, unshaken by the trials ahead. Our cause in
doing. I'm going to go out on the limb and say anybody that sits in that oval does not like Americans. They love United States, though, which is the politics, but they don't love the Americans. Americans are farmers. Americans are mechanics. Americans are school teachers. Americans are mom and pop businesses.
And brave! Soldiers, the enemy is near.
Not only do I love my FBA fam, my Black American fam, my Black people on code, you know, my people that's allies with us as part of the fam. I love y'all. I love my country too. You feel me?
The cause to victory.
To victory. These pastries are wonderful.
Indeed, but we must stay vigilant.
We thought this might happen. We come on the air. We think it's going to be one way. It ends up being another. What do you make of it?
Well, I think the devil is going to be in the details about this ceasefire. And if, in fact, Iran is going to open the Strait of Hormuz for a period of 2 weeks in return for the United States and Israel ceasing military operations, what does that mean? Does that mean, for example, that all the ships going through the Strait still have to be approved by Iran? Do they have to go through that northern channel through the Strait along the Iranian coast? Or can they sail through the international channel in the middle? which they've been avoiding since the start of this war. The devil is in the details here.
So why has the Strait of Hormuz, for people catching up with this story right now, become the centerpiece of everything in this war?
Well, the president began this war having asserted a series of ambitious but limited objectives. He talked about Iran's missile program, its infrastructure to build missiles, its navy, its nuclear program, and its support for terror proxies. But what he explicitly said on that first day was that he was not needing regime change to consider the war a success. In return, Iran basically took the Strait of Hormuz hostage. And in so doing, it took the global economy hostage, which has led us to the last few weeks where the president has escalated his rhetoric to the point where really he is talking about an unlimited maximalist war. This morning talking about ending Iranian civilization.
As much as people heard the president's comments like ending Iranian civilization and thought he's not a rational actor in this, it didn't seem like the Iranian side was a rational actor in this. What do you make of them suddenly saying, actually, we will reopen the strait?
Well, there's a lot we don't know. We don't know actually who the president is talking to through these intermediaries in Iran. It is possible when you work your way through the details of this revolutionary regime, you're going to find somebody who's willing to buy some time. The Ayatollah Khamenei, who of course was killed on the first day of this war, occasionally took the limited option, occasionally took the way out in past rounds of violence. After his death, we seem pretty stuck in on round after round of escalation. It's possible they found somebody who is willing to do a deal. However, they have to watch what this means. What does it mean that the Strait of Hormuz is actually open? The Iranians are sort of famous for making an agreement and then taking a few steps back.
And then will the shipping companies actually trust the ceasefire, and will the flow of oil continue? One of the things I've been confused by, and I think people at home probably are as well, is we have thousands upon thousands of successful strikes on Iran. How is it that after all of those strikes, they are still capable of launching missiles and drones that hit Israel, that hit our bases in the Middle East, that hit our allies?
Well, Tony, you may be familiar with the Adam Smith quote that there's a great deal of ruin in a nation. There's a great deal of ruin in a military as well. Take the Iranian missile program for an example. These missile stockpiles are buried deep underground. We bomb the entrance to the stockpile, the tunnel that leads into it. The Iranians dig it back out again. There is no question that the United States has heavily degraded Iran's missile capacity, just to stick with this one category. It's not capable of the kind of things it was capable of at the start of this war. It's certainly not capable of what it was back in 2023, post-October 7th. But that doesn't mean it can't fire 5, 10, 25 missiles a day, which is enough not to accomplish serious military objectives, but it is enough to be destabilizing. It is enough potentially to retaliate if the president went after Iranian nuclear or power plants.
What's the significance of Pakistan playing the mediator here?
That's a very interesting aspect of all this. Pakistan, of course, is very close to China. And that's a question I want to pull the thread on here in the days ahead is what is China's role in all of this? What is the significance of Pakistan asserting itself as an intermediary like this? You know, who's not happy about this is going to be the Indians, of course, who have long-standing tensions with the nation of Pakistan.
All right. So of the new information we got tonight, just moments ago, we have a ceasefire. What's the most important thing to watch between now and the next beat in this war?
When we wake up in the next few days, if this ceasefire indeed sticks and if the Strait of Hormuz rhetorically is open, is it actually open? Do we see ships going through the international channel in the middle of the strait? Is the U.S. Navy allowed to sail back into the Persian Gulf, or are we asking Iranian permission to do that? That's another thing I'd ask.
All right, we're going to keep our eyes on it.
Disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed on this panel show are those of the individual speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of this channel, its affiliates, sponsors, or production team. This content is intended for informational and entertainment purposes only. Viewer discretion is advised. We encourage respectful dialogue and critical thinking around the topics discussed.
Described him as one of the most dangerous men on the face of the earth.
Welcome to the Man Cave. Welcome to the Man Cave. I'm Gray Mars.
Ken Billions, what's happening?
85 Slim.
I'm Doc.
I'm Skeptic.
And as you saw, and as you guys have probably heard, the ceasefire happened. Ken, do you think this is a win for the U.S.?
No. No, I don't think we achieved our military objectives. They still have control over the Strait of Hormuz. I don't think we've reported on their capabilities real well. Our allies in the GCC was getting fucked over. You know what I'm saying? I definitely don't think we're winning this, because if we were winning this, we would keep our foot on their necks, because America's a bully. So whenever we get to bully and go to the furthest extent, we do. We don't have a history of like just mercy. So no, I think we're losing.
For sure. So you brought up a good point that they didn't accomplish any of their objectives. So I want to play this clip. And this is Fox News saying this.
Say that the president's demands, we have not reached any of those objectives. I have full confidence that the president is going to find some way to make this happen. But he said that we want to dismantle all major nuclear facilities. That has not happened. The end of uranium enrichment on the soil, they're still enriching. The transfer of the enriched uranium stockpiles out of Iran, that hasn't happened. The acceptance of intrusive international inspections, they're still not willing to do that. And they have not suspended their ballistic missiles program. They're still firing them off to stop the production of the long-range missiles. That's just a few of them on the president's proposal. The question is the president using this 2 weeks to give our soldiers a break, a rest, to see if we can get this ultimately done? We'll see.
All right, Slim, we was texting before the show. You said that this is a win for the U.S. Now, this is Fox News saying that Trump didn't accomplish any of his objectives. So is Fox News fake news as well?
Well, at the end of the day, he did say he is confident that he will make it happen. He said that first before he went on to say the bullshit. But you got to point those things out. But at the end of the day, is this recent? Because from my understanding, Iran already reneged on the ceasefire.
Yeah, you're correct. I'm gonna play those videos, but yes, they're currently involved.
So yeah, I mean, that's where I'm at with it. Like, my president is gangster. They not following suit. Let's see what's next. And yeah, I think we gonna win it in the end. At the end of the day, we always win.
Okay, for sure. So, Skeptic, I'm gonna play one of your people and let you respond.
Learning more about the details of Donald Trump's agreement with Iran, and it appears that he completely folded, gave them everything they wanted, and put the United States in a worse position. It seems like he just got completely outsmarted. So Donald Trump posted the official statement from Iran, where they said that the United States and Iran are using their 10-point peace plan as the starting point for negotiations. But their 10-point peace plan is just giving Iran everything they want, such as lifting all U.S. sanctions or allowing them to impose a major fee on ships going through the Strait of Hormuz. It would also basically give them control of the Strait of Hormuz, which they didn't have before the war started. And don't just take my word for it. Donald Trump admitted to this in his statement, saying we received a 10-point proposal from Iran and believe it is a workable basis on which to negotiate. Even elected officials are pointing this out. Senator Chris Murphy said it appears that Trump just agreed to give Iran control of the Strait of Hormuz, a history-changing win for Iran. The level of incompetence is both stunning and heartbreaking. What on earth is happening? And in exchange for all of that in that 10-point peace plan, it seems that the United States gets the Strait of Hormuz open again, which was already open before the war started. So it looks like we got nothing, Iran got everything, and Donald Trump got fleeced.
So, Skeptic, what's the left saying about the ceasefire?
So I think one of the interesting things is if you actually look at the agreement that was put in place before this secondary term for Donald Trump, it was actually a better agreement. So when he started first folding, he started asking for the same things that the Obama administration had advocated for. So that was a certain percentage of enrichment in uranium to be kept under a certain level. And Iran had already agreed on that. Now, the issue is that this man said the Iran deal was a terrible deal. Obama paid them all this money, when in reality that money was Iran's money that we had taken, we had frozen. So we just kind of gave them back the money that we had taken from them. We never really gave them money. So when you go back on an agreement with a country, right, who already agreed to very strict regiments and requirements, why would they make another agreement with you? Of course they're asking for everything, because in their mind, it's like whatever we agree to, it doesn't matter. The U.S. is still going to do whatever they feel like doing when a new president comes in office. That's what Trump did. He did not respect the fact that we already had an agreement with Iran. So why should they agree to anything with us?
That's a little also, Skeptic, though. I must state that you said that the moment we gave them the money back and we lift U.S. sanctions, the supreme leader of Iran said that's Iranian money and we will do with it as we see fit. If that's our missile program, our mass weapons program. He said that they would use it for that. So they went back on the deal the moment they got the money.
For sure. I'm going to play the clip of what Slim was saying because they are getting bombed right now.
Trevor. The latest news out of Iran is that the air defenses have been activated in several cities, including Isfahan, and that explosions have been heard in Isfahan. Who is bombing Iran right now?
Were those reports just as of a few minutes ago?
Yeah.
Okay, so obviously I'll have to go back and check with the national security team. I'm standing out here with all of you, but I will do that and we will get you an answer, okay?
And then just on the civilization question that we've been talking about.
And I would just add to that point, again, I haven't seen these reports. I'm not verifying them. Not that I don't trust you, Trevor, but I want to go back and check with the experts here at the White House. I would just say, and I would echo what the Vice President said this morning, this is a fragile truce. Ceasefires are fragile by nature. We've seen this with respect to the 12-day war with Iran and Israel last year. It takes time sometimes for these ceasefires to be fully effectuated. And one of the results of Operation Epic Fury was we completely dismantled Iran's command and control center, which makes it difficult for them to pass messages up and down the chain. And so we understand that. I would caution a little bit of patience, but of course we want to see the ceasefire effectuated and abided by all parties as quickly as possible.
Thank you. And the American presidential administrations, going back to Ronald Reagan, have said this formulation about nuclear war, that a nuclear war cannot be won and must never be fought. Is that still the view of this administration, given the president's comments about civilization?
I have.
Okay, Doc. So they're good. Well, you was about to say something again?
Yeah, I was gonna say the people that could be getting bombed is one thing that doesn't get mentioned is Iran has something baked into, I don't know if it was baked into their constitution or whatever, is that when they get attacked, that their military would become decentralized. So it would split into 30 to 50 different factions, and they all have their own agency. And the only person that can give them one rule or law would be the supreme leader. And I think he's in like a coma or whatever. So you have 30 to 50 independent factions in Iran right now doing whatever they want. So some of those missiles that might fly into Israel or GCC countries, it's not from one place. And they're all doing their own thing.
Can I also mention what you said, Doc? According to Tulsi Gabbard last year, they were saying that Iran didn't pose any imminent threat. And according to their own reportings, they were saying that they had kept their end of the deal, where the refinement of uranium was kept under the percentage that we had asked them under the JCPOA. So like, we can't just say the fact that we gave them back their money, they already broke the deal. That doesn't go hand in hand with the information that we're getting from our own government.
I agree with that, but what I'm saying is I don't have to find if somebody broke the deal. If he tells me face to face, he did that on a fucking interview. He said this money is Iranian money and we will do with it as we see fit for Iran. So if he's told us that. So if it's a lie, he told it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going off what the supreme leader said. He said he was going to do it. Also, as far as this clip, hey, ain't none of those ballistic missiles landed in Georgia. You know what I'm saying? And I don't mean the country, I mean the state. And I live in America. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, Israel kind of wanted America to be part of this. So, you know, they live in that area. They are going to suffer from this. You know what I'm saying? Those people in those areas are going to suffer from this. Those ballistic missiles ain't, you know what I'm saying, landing over here in my backyard. So if I was America, I'd vote we just pull all the troops out, sit those big ships out there. If we're going to fight, now I am against the war in Iran because I don't think any American soldier should die for something that we have no dog in the fight. I don't think it belongs to us. But if we are going to, man, then send all the drones out there, sit them ships off the coast and shoot them things, you know what I'm saying, from a long way away and just bomb them to hell. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think we should do either. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's kind of
Doc, it ain't gonna this ain't 1950. It ain't gonna be that easy, bro.
No, it's a little bit easier than you think it is, Ken. See, y'all, I think you thinking of what it looked like in America. These dudes put their own. We could take a hand grenade and blow up some of their power plants just because they show you the nice ones on TV. Great seeing it. These people string their own electricity.
No.
So
okay, from
you
that,
could bomb
from
them
that,
to hell.
From
You
that,
could bomb them to hell,
But isn't that a war crime? Isn't it a war crime for you to get rid of infrastructure that directly affects civilians?
You don't
Under
think
the guise of war, you can't do that, right?
you think we go out there skeptic and we be like, oh my God, these are all going to be war crimes? People don't think about that. It's
I'm
survival
just
in
saying,
the
like,
beginning. It
as
might come out being a war crime. You might look back, but that's a posthumous thing. That's something people look out after. In the moment, people don't think about that. It's about survival. It's about victory. It's about, always moving ahead. That's how they think. So that's what I'm saying. I don't know if that's right or wrong. I'm telling you that's a thought process.
but I feel like as far as our allies go, right?
Skeptic, I'm gonna have you go. I want him to hear this, and then I'm gonna have you go.
How can the president claim that America can ever have the moral high ground if he's threatening to destroy civilizations and not casting wars as fights against other governments?
Andrew, I think you should take a look at the actions of this president over the course of the past 6 weeks and the actions of our brave men and women in our United States military who have taken out essentially taken out the military of a rogue Islamic regime that has chanted death to America for 47 years, that has killed and maimed thousands of American soldiers over the course of the last 5 decades. The president absolutely has the moral high ground over the Iranian terrorist regime, and for you to even suggest otherwise is frankly insulting.
Go ahead, Skeptic.
The fact that you have the audacity to ask us why we've gone into these nations and destabilized their government and helped them overthrow a regime, and now they hate our countries. Like, how dare you ask that? It's crazy. Like the ignorance of us as Americans and a matter of like arrogance that we have. The issue with this is if we go and do this uncivilized thing, I'll say it like that, towards the Iranian people, and we get rid of their power plants, their energy, and they can no longer desalinize their water, and people are gonna die, right? And if we say who gives a fuck, like, let's just do it, what's gonna happen is our allies are gonna turn against us. We already have multiple people that are considered our allies that don't want to back us up in this war. And then the allies of Iran, which are going to be China and all of its fellow allies, are going to come against us and also retaliate towards us. So this is the thing that's happening. This man thought, like what we were saying, he thought it was the 1920s. You can just go in there and just do whatever you want to. It's Iran. Who cares? Turns out people have been preparing. People have noticed that America is a imperialistic country, and they come in and they just destabilize you and then leave, like they did with other, Syria, the way that they've done multiple countries, the way that they have basically starved Cuba to death by sanctioning it. So these countries are kind of smart, and they've had all this time, these decades, to prepare just in case this happens. And when you push somebody to the corner and the point where they have no option, like Iran, then at the end of it all, if they have a nuclear bomb and if they say, fuck it, they're just going to kill us all, let's just call it, then we end civilizations, not just one, multiple ones. Like, we have to think ahead of how we're going to affect other people, because Iran maybe cannot reach us, but maybe one of their allies can. And maybe if we drop a nuclear bomb on them, or maybe if we blow up a bunch of their power plants, one of their allies is going to say, this is messed up, let's retaliate towards the US.
Hubris is a motherfucker, right? One of the things we have as Americans is hubris, right? And all empires, man, usually start dinging at itself because of hubris. You know what I'm saying? Like it's one thing for soldiers to fight for politics, and then another against a group of people that's fighting for their actual existence. A person that's fighting for their existence go harder, right? And then the thing about it is too, the war is not over when you say it's over. You know what I mean? We might could bomb the shit out of them. That don't mean the war is over, right? You have culture wars. You got breeding wars. There's so many different type of wars, right? We got the ability to go in and kick ass for 3 weeks and get up out of there, right? But then, right, real op shit, real enemies, we're enemies for 50 to 100 years. You know what I'm saying? I could destabilize your culture. You know what I'm saying? I could breed with your women. I could breed with your men. You know what I mean? I could infiltrate your religion. Have you seen, you know what I mean? So, like, there's so many different type of wars, right? But when you are fighting for your survival against people that are fighting because they got orders to come here, it's different.
I don't know what you're talking about, Ken. We'll wipe them out because of them orders. That survival shit, that shit sound good. But when I tell you we got better aim, better equipment, better all that, you can have all the survival you want in the world. Zach got to go home to, you know what I'm saying, his kids. And people take that serious and they're going to use all that stuff. And also the talking points that, you know what I'm saying, and I'm not for the Iranian war, so I want to say it. But the talking points Skeptic got are the talking points people had in Desert Storm 50 years ago. My pops went to Desert Storm. You know what I mean? When we went in the country, I've never really seen any of these other countries help. All these allies we have, I've never seen them in Iraq. I've never really seen any of them in Afghanistan.
I saw them in Iraq. England was there.
On Camp Liberty. Did you see them off the post? Did you see them out there on the roads? I never seen none of them on the roads. I seen them like do like some logistics stuff like that and stuff like that. I seen them post up in the fobs and go to the chow hall. I ain't never seen them do no work. You ever seen them get out there and shoot their rifle? Not one. I ain't never even seen them carry a rifle most of the time. We got to take ours everywhere we go.
But Doc, if it was as easy as you're talking about, why did we lose 5? Didn't we lose like helicopters and like a B-50, whatever it is? And they literally went in there just to like save a couple of people that had whatever. I don't know why they got stuck over there. Iran saying that because they went in trying to steal uranium. I don't know. But if it was so easy.
Get punched in the face.
Let me get Slim in the conversation. Slim, you've been over there quiet. I want you to respond to this clip.
I'm in the twilight zone right now. I am officially in the twilight zone right now. And I'm sitting there watching Trump wreck MAGA, wreck the Republicans, wreck the world economy, maybe wreck the planet physically. And then I'm just looking over at the Democrats smiling and giggling and everything else when they did nothing in Congress to block this. Playing with fire, gambling again. There should be a coalition of Republicans and Democrats, and they should vote in on the war powers and say you don't have it, and they should cut the damn funding of this. My God, what's it going to take? Trump ending the world?
Slim doesn't agree. For some reason, Slim doesn't agree. Some way, somehow, it could be Nick Fuentes, it could be Alex Jones, it can be the most loyal Trump supporters. Slim's going down with the ship. Let's hear
it. Yo, here's the thing, right? We sit here and we have these conversations. We spend so much time trying to wonder, being fearful. I don't know what it is to be G with you, but it's so funny because none of us is in the briefing rooms, right? And we sit there and this man basically comes out, says what he's going to do. We don't really know what's going to happen. We don't really know what the agenda is. None of us is in the briefing room. So I don't think it's that simple for the president just to be coming out and saying what he's going to do, say the plan. He's very strategic. I'm not saying his strategy always works. What I'm saying is Trump is a strategic person. So this is probably all distractions to get us riled up. Because like I said, each and every week we on to something new. That's just how it is. And I just don't get it because it's funny because there's a lot of people that either have TDS or they vote the other way. Fine. Let's just say, hypothetically speaking, if shit was to hit the fan, if there was an invasion from another country, you think the Democrats could sit on the side and say, see, I told you so. See, we're not with them. No, we all going. We all American. We all need to fight. We all need to unite. That's the bottom line. For some reason, we forget that part.
Okay, so I want to play a clip that's going to affect us all so we all can comment on this because the price of goods has went through the roof. Even though after Trump did the ceasefire, the stock market skyrocketed and oil plummeted. But people are saying that the prices aren't going to come down.
Even if the U.S. and Iran somehow manage to reach a deal, and that would be extraordinary, economies around the world, including ours, have already suffered. And that pain will likely take a long time to unwind. Farmers who are already dealing with Trump's tariffs are now under pressure from spiking fertilizer prices. Helium, which we use in everything from semiconductors to MRI machines, has been choked off in the Strait of Hormuz. And mortgage rates, which were already climbing before the war, well, now they're even higher. So for everyday Americans, not investors in the markets, that means higher prices practically everywhere and potentially for a whole lot longer. And I haven't even mentioned gas prices. As chief economist Mark Zandi puts it, we are not returning to pre-war prices, quote, for the foreseeable future. Certainly will not be this year, won't even be next year, maybe not ever.
So I want to ask y'all a question because Nora and Mia went on BBC with Mika, and the guy asked them this question. Has your life improved in the last 40 days? Can you go first?
Has it improved?
Yes.
My life improving or not has nothing to do with who's in office.
Okay. Okay. Slim, has your life improved in the last 40 days?
I mean, I got control of that, so I mean, I'm gonna say yeah.
Skeptic?
I will say my life has improved, but that isn't true for everyone else. Okay, I'll say that.
Doc?
No, hell no, my life ain't improved. Man, I used to get way more. I had tried to have a barbecue. You know how expensive it's gonna be to have a barbecue this weekend. That's drastically affected my life. You know what I'm saying? Like I like to barbecue every weekend when it's warm outside. You know what it's gonna cost? When you thought kids was eating hot dogs and hamburgers before, they for sure eating hot dogs and hamburgers now. You know how much a steak costs? They better not even look at a steak. It's over with.
Let me show y'all. Here's a clip.
This is interesting, Scott. A pound of beef is now more expensive than the minimum wage, so I'm told. What does that say about the economy?
Well, I tell you, the minimum wage hasn't changed in 17 years, since 2009, and it's $7.25. But the last time they moved it up to $7.25 in 2009, Stuart, a pound of ground beef averaged around $2.20 a pound. Today, it's $8.34 a pound. Now, maybe you could argue that maybe minimum wage, if you're in that camp, needs to be moved higher. But still, it goes to show you how prices in general, not just beef, because I know a lot of cattlemen say they get a hard time. A lot of people don't talk about all the other things that have gone up in price, just like beef has. But it goes to show you what food prices have really done here recently, since probably 2019, against, say, 82,000 people that make minimum wage, how hard it is for them to put beef on the table now.
Yeah.
You can't even buy. Go ahead.
I mean, look, when you're from the ghetto, when you're from the hood, you can't really gauge this kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? The indicator, look, the price of pussy has went down, and drugs and shit like that, those kind of prices have went down. So it depends on where you at in the world. If you in the trenches, the prices go down. If you deal with any type of trench adjacent activities, the prices go down. When this kind of shit happen, gas price and stock market might be going through the roof, but the price of goods and services in the hood go down.
But I read the CPI report this morning, and looking at, I want to say that food for February, because it came out in March, so that means the month before, went up 4.9%. And then when you look at natural gas, so products like if you have a natural gas, for example, you use that in your home, it went up 10.9%. So not only and I want to say power went up also. I forget the percentage for that because I just kind of peeked at the big percentages. We also lost 94,000 jobs in the month of February. In 2026, we lost 94,000 jobs. So not only is unemployment going up, which it doesn't matter where you're at. When you lose your income, you lose your income. Like if you're a single income family and you have a whole family that lives off of you and you go unemployed for whatever the reason, nobody cares. Nobody cares where you're at. Like you're going to suffer. It's going to be hard on you. So not only are they making cuts to welfare, food stamps, in my district where I live at, they no longer give out free food for kids. So figure it out. But on top of that, people are losing their jobs. So yeah, I'll say I'm conscious enough to understand that here in America, there are a lot of people that are about to have a hard year in 2026.
Well, Skeptic, apparently they can join the army or sell pussy, so they got to pick one.
That's facts. Yeah.
And you know what? That clip is important, Gray, because it basically shows you the inflation ratio, right? So when people look at it, the 9 to 5 is the only thing that's not increasing, but everything else around you is. So that should be more scarier than what we're talking about, because we always focusing on the problem, but we never focus on solutions. And I encourage people to start looking into more investments, looking into more businesses, Even if you know someone that's starting a business, encourage them to continue, try to figure out how to get involved with that. Understand, like, the 9 to 5 tradition, that shit is dead. That shit is over with. It must be 5 to 7 streams of income, because if not, no matter what happens, you're always going to be in that class, because inflation is inevitable. Period.
Well, that's 5 to 7 street. People are not going to have 5 to 7 streams of income, but what people can do is 5 to 7 people work together on one thing. So one of the things that Americans are going to complain, because everybody wants their own shit, right? So if you want your own crib, you want your own car, you want your own space, the prices are going to be up for you. You're going to complain. But if
why can't you have 5 to 7 streams of income again? Say that one more time.
They're not going. I want to speak in reality, right? The reality. No, that's
the problem.
No. I'm gonna speak in the name.
No, rhetoric, man. You got
trust me. I got the Abraham Hicks abundant thinking.
No.
I'm
you talking about to a brother who's doing it though. I don't care what you talk about. You talking about to a brother who's doing it.
You're the outlier.
Colleagues who's doing it.
You're the outlier.
What I'm telling you is that there's ways to do it.
You're the outlier.
You can't listen to that shit you talking about. Though.
I got you. The majority of the people. The majority of the people, I'm talking about what the majority of the people can do. The majority of the people, not the outliers. The majority of the people, 5 to 7 people can work together on one thing.
I agree with that.
Right? That's what I'm talking about.
100%.
Right? I got you.
Every single person on this planet has the ability to get out of their situation.
You're right.
With this and with this. I don't give a fuck what your circumstances is.
Right. But in the name of neuroplasticity and in the name of what your eyes telling you on today, as of today, the majority of Americans are not about to be working for 5 to 7 streams of income. But what they can do though is they all can do Instacart together. They all can do DoorDash together. They all can do pizza delivery together. It's gonna be uncomfortable, right? It's not gonna look sexy. You can't post it on Instagram for the flex. Right? Because it looks better when you get to post your shit and it's just you on the balcony and shit like that. But everybody huddled up in one car, in one crib, hot, sweaty, it doesn't look sexy. But that right there is a solution when times get hard of, you gotta be, that's group economics. Everybody has to work together for one goal. The abundant thinking after people stop starving, Slim, I'm with you. The Jim Rohn ideology, the manifestation and 5, 7 streams of income. I'm with that. I'm talking about right now, the average American doesn't even have $1,000 savings.
Okay, but that's because of what they're not doing. That's the thing. It's like you can't be in the greatest country in the world and have the ability to make money in any way you choose, whether it be legally or illegally. Let's throw them both in there, right? And then say that you don't have the survival instinct to make it happen. And when I say 7 streams of income, I'm not talking physically. I'm talking there's ways to get money 7 different ways. There's a lot of ways to get money. There's a lot of opportunities. There's referral fees. You just got to get involved. You just got to talk with the right people. If you're around those people that think like that, guess what? You're going to be one of those people that think like that, and vice fucking versa.
When people are hungry, intellect goes out the window.
But we're going to talk about something we never talked about. It's going to be the CIA. I want to know how everyone feels about the CIA. And we never talked about a down pilot. They're going to explain how they found a down pilot with a new tool that they have.
As an agency, the CIA possesses unique capabilities that only the president can deploy. Some of these capabilities fall under covert action authorities. And because covert means exactly that, I'm not going to be able to tell you everything that you want to know. At the president's direction, we deployed both human assets and exquisite technologies that no other intelligence service in the world possesses to a daunting challenge, comparable to hunting for a single grain of sand in the middle of a desert. This was also a race against the clock, as it was critical that we locate the downed aviator as quickly as possible, while at the same time keeping our enemies misdirected. For that reason, in addition to to the human and technical assets deployed by the president to find our airmen, CIA executed a deception campaign to confuse the Iranians who were desperately hunting for our airmen. On Saturday morning, we achieved our primary objective by finding and providing confirmation that one of America's best and bravest was alive and concealed in a mountain crevice, still invisible to the enemy, but not to the CIA. That confirmation was relayed by Secretary Hegseth to the president, and the operation quickly moved to the execution phase. Following the successful exfiltration on Saturday night, our intelligence reflects that the Iranians were embarrassed and ultimately humiliated by the success of this audacious rescue mission.
So, Skeptic, supposedly the CIA had a tool where they could hear heartbeats using AI. What is your thoughts on the CIA, and what's your thoughts on this type of technology in the government's hands?
I'm definitely pro technology, and I will say at one point I was very interested in the CIA. I talked to a computer and I asked this computer like artificial intelligence stuff, and I was asking about when the pilot had came down, like, is there government intervention? Don't lie to me. Like, tell me the truth. I want to know whether or not they're misguiding us. And artificial intelligence told me, yes, the CIA does this often when they don't want, because they know the information that they give us, we're obviously going to share. We're obviously going to put it out there. So they send disinformation and misinformation to us because they want the Iranians to also get that misinformation and that disinformation. So one of the things was when they were able to get the pilot back, like the times and whether or not we had them when we did have them, a lot of that was misinformation that the CIA put out themselves. So like it just goes to show you, because when I read this, I think to myself, like, man, we are so easily manipulable. Like they can manipulate us. They can give us information and feed us things for us to repeat. And we don't even know that we're being used by a government agency. Like it's kind of wild to me.
Doc, what's your thoughts on the CIA?
This is the technology they told us they got. So there's a plethora of technology they got that we don't know about. So my thing is, why y'all can't solve homelessness and, you know what I'm saying, people not having food and all of these simple problems, I think that would make the country a better place. I just think those are things that we should be able to work towards solving as well. Like I think if that's technology they got, they spying on everything we do. They're invading our privacy. They're breaking our Fourth Amendment rights. All of those things. Like, so, I mean, kudos. I'm glad that they, broke it out and, saved an American soldier and stuff like that. But I just hate a motherfucker who say, I got something to tell you, but I can't tell you. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, you should have just kept it to yourself. You know what I mean? So that's all.
Slim, what's your thoughts on the CIA?
Welcome.
Of course. Kid, what's your thoughts on the CIA?
Man, I mean, to be able to find a person because of their heartbeat. What it also make when I heard this morning, and what I thought was, I was like, you know what? Anybody in America that has like like a hubris, like I'm a threat to the system, or they're acting like a Umar Johnson, like I'm a revolutionary, like, bruh. If we can use machines to locate a down soldier's heartbeat in another country, anybody in America woofing, you're control opposition. They're letting you do that shit. Like we're past even the ideal of an American revolutionary. You're not gonna get that far. You're not gonna, like, if you even doing anything, they're allowing you. If you a big time dope dealer, they're allowing you. If you are on a microphone and you're gathering crowds and it looks like you have some type of social currency, they're allowing you to do that.
True. So Slim, I'm gonna have you respond to Megyn Kelly then.
Now, as you can imagine, that post did not go over well with the Iranians or with many Americans. I mean, I don't know about you, but I am sick of this shit. I'm sick of it. Can't he just behave like a normal human? I mean, honestly, like the president, I 3D chess. Shut up. Fucking shut up about that shit. You don't threaten to wipe out an entire civilization. We're talking about civilians just casually in a social media post. You know, like I am the first to try to understand Trump and his strategy and to not freak out over his weird social media posts and language that is loose and incendiary. Truly, I've lived with it for 10 plus years. I learned it the hard way when I was on the receiving end of it for 9 months. And truly, I think that was a gift to me in many ways because it helped me really come to understand what he does with his social media. But this is completely irresponsible and disgusting. This is wrong. It's wrong. He should not be doing it. I don't care that it's his negotiation tactic is to kill an entire country full of civilians, men, women, and children. An American president so that the Strait of Hormuz will be opened. It's just wrong. It's not hard to say it. It's not hard to recognize it. I wish he would stop doing this. Like, he can't negotiate without doing this. What does that say about him? What does that say about the position that our country is in right now in these negotiations? He's got to say this. He can't be a dignified, strong leader without threatening a bunch of war crimes. Like what is he, Genghis Khan? Like what is he trying to do? And why can't he do it with strength, threats? Sure, go for it. That don't diminish and demean the United States of America in this way. All right.
Slim, what's your response to that? I'm gonna play a clip while you talking.
I love it. I think she's expressing her freedom of speech, and I think that if my president was a dictator, she would be in jail, right? Now, at the end of the day, it's funny how she used the same language, you know, on her social media platform, which is entertaining, which we all love. And Trump said what he said because he's Trump, it's a problem. But I just have it, you know, I just want to just put myself in Trump's shoes because I'm sure he feels the same way when Iran is screaming death to America for 40 fucking years. So don't tell me about one post about wiping out civilization when these people have been screaming death to us for 40 years and he's the one that got tired of it and decided to do something. So
I wonder, was they screaming that though after we overthrew their Shah though?
That ain't the point. Trump made a post and everybody
wait, hold on.
But these people saying that for 40 years. Were they post and he been saying it screaming? Years, your argument.
Were they screaming death? Were they screaming death to America before a CIA-backed coup? Yes or no?
Man,
or
we're
after?
Not getting into all of that. We talking about the post, man. Why we hear the thing every time? We talking about the post. Stay on the planet.
My bad.
Stay on the planet, son. We talk about the post. I feel you, but that's another show.
You brought it up. You brought it up. What they're saying.
That's a segue on you. You want me to get into all that when he
you brought it up,
Jordy?
Slim, you brought it up. Are they saying death to America because we overthrew their people?
Yes.
That matters. Context matters, bro.
Astronaut kid, I fuck with you.
That's how it was looking. Basically, out there. I'm gonna play what the civilians were actually saying if I can find it. But that was basically them like celebrated.
I got a question though.
Go ahead. I'm gonna mute it. Go ahead.
Slim, you don't feel slightly cheated because one of his campaign promises was he wasn't gonna be a wartime president. He wasn't gonna go back into the Middle East.
Yeah, I'm mad. Yo, 100% I'm mad about that. 100%. But that doesn't stop me from supporting my president.
Okay, I can take that. I like that.
Yeah, I just keep it. Yo, listen, I'm a Trump supporter by heart, no doubt. and it's because of his policies. It's not because of the person, right? And at the end of the day, keep in mind, I used to be a Democrat. I used to hate Trump until I looked into his policies. So as a man, I gravitated to more of the traditional policies. You know, I gravitated to that. And the other side wasn't for me. They had other things for children. You know, it just wasn't for me. So that was more important to me. I never cared about Israel. I never cared about the war. I never cared about other countries. I cared about what was going on in my bathroom with my daughter and my kids and all that stuff. So those are the things that gravitated to me with Donald J. Trump. All that other shit is just extra shit that people trying to beef about that I don't give a fuck about. It is what it is. He's still a president.
Yeah, we didn't have bathroom issues. We just landed a tomahawk on 100 and something children, though.
So people say that Trump is a taco, and I'll let y'all hear the joke. I just played a video.
Always 2 weeks. He's like a conscientious employee. He always gives 2 weeks notice.
I'll be making a big decision on the Paris Accord over the next 2 weeks. We're signing a health care plan within 2 weeks. We call it the gold card, and we're going to start selling hopefully in about 2 weeks. So we can just sit down, and I'll do this at some point over the next 2 weeks. They would have had a nuclear weapon within 2 weeks. We'll have something in 2 weeks. You'll have your approval in 2 weeks. I could answer that question better in 2 weeks. I'll let you know in about 2 weeks. You can ask that question in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. I think in 2 weeks we'll know which way I'm going.
Well, add another 2-weeker to the real.
So, Skeptic, is Trump a real threat if he always, Kim told me don't say tacos, but if he always tacos, is he a real threat?
I think he's a real threat because he's so stupid. I think that's what makes him a real threat. Like any time that you have one person that can activate a nuclear bomb with codes that only he needs the approval of, he's a real threat. Especially whenever he can't put in a whole sentence without stuttering and making zero sense. He definitely is a threat.
For sure. So I like the I'm gonna play this one because I don't know if you guys saw this.
Be very raw when we interviewed the young men who were juvenile offenders in San Quentin. I told them about my own loss, where I lost my older sister a few days before my 7th birthday, and I blame myself for her death. And I share that because that they ultimately were accused of committing these violent crimes and sentenced for life. And I think it shocked them that this, blonde lady who was, interviewing them had a similar story, was perhaps in the wrong place at the wrong time, but wasn't punished the way they were because clearly it was an accident, but theirs was probably an accident too. So anyway, I share that just because I guess, I quite enjoy spending time with people and being real and unmasking and showing them that it's safe to unmask themselves.
Beautiful.
All right, Slim, that was Gavin Newsom's wife. So I gave you a leftist to attack since you've been defending everything for the right. Did you hear what she said?
Yeah, I did. But I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like what the chat is saying, I just want to blaze and chill. Like, I don't even want to get into that shit no more. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. I can't stand Gavin Newsom anyway, so I don't even want to make a comment on that at all because I know it's gonna be bad, bro. It's gonna be bad.
So
I'm on another level.
I'll find a clip because all of us got iPhones, and I want to know if you guys thought Apple Pay was rewards and not money.
Use Apple Pay. Honestly, just be so careful. This is a little embarrassing to admit, but if this could help one person, then I'm really willing to share what my experience was. I'm just gonna lay it out like this. When you use Apple Pay, that's real money. That's true American dollars from your credit card. If you have your credit card connected, that's where the money is being sourced from. It's not like a special form of Apple Pay, Apple dollars. Why they don't just say this is real money while you're paying, I don't know, because I thought that I had accumulated a bunch of Apple dollars to use for Apple Pay by, spending so much time on my phone, giving my data very freely and willingly to any place that asks, like whatever they say, are cookies okay? I say yes, 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 because I thought that's how I was getting prizes, getting rewards, getting Apple dollars. So I didn't think that was real money until I checked my credit card bill. I've been spending money like I'm a friggin' millionaire. I got hair mousse. I have straight hair. My hair doesn't even hold mousse. I call Apple to straighten things out. I go, please speak with Mr. Steve Jobs. They go, he's no longer with us.
Ken, did you think that Apple Pay was
Fuck no. Fuck no. And might I add, I think it's about time for the majority of the population to be sterilized. Seriously. These people should not be able to have children.
For sure.
How old is she though? Because you know what? Hey, these kids, they don't know the value of money no more. My kids think that money just magically appear in daddy account and they could just go buy anything they want. They ain't concerned about how it got there. My kids don't concern themselves with none of that. My daughter just send me Apple Pay requests. You know what I'm saying? My son send me Cash App requests. They ain't concerned with how daddy got the money, none of that. So, I don't know what rock she under, but you tap that little, you hear that little ding go off. You ever seen the little jokes where people are touching other people's phone and they make the sound and then they take off running? And people think they stole money from them. Yo, like people going crazy with the Apple Pay thing.
Skeptic, what's your thoughts on that?
Oh my God. Let me tell you, this is where some of my antisocial shows up, because I worked in finance. I didn't even go to school for finance, but I just started working in finance. Like my whole 10 plus career has been all in financial work, even with no degree in it. But what's so funny is how illiterate people are when it comes to their finances. And I am a very purposeful person. I know what is where and how much, and I've taught my daughter to be the same way. Like my daughter, people used to laugh at her because she was 4, and she'd be I'd say okay, you can get something, and she'd ask me how much can I get, and I'd be like $4 or $5, and I am very purposeful with money and how much is where. So I don't know why. Remember whenever people were writing checks and cashing them at Chase? I don't know if you guys remember this, but it was a TikTok trend where you would write yourself a check and go cash it in the ATM. This is a hot check. This is against the law. And it was going viral on TikTok, and I would watch them, and then I would go back and keep up with people who had done it, who then came back and were like, oh my goodness, I owe 10 grand now because I wrote myself a check for 10 grand. I went and cashed it, and now I owe that money. Oh my gosh, I just don't know.
You waited to see that on TikTok, Skeptic? That is
no,
fraud. We were doing that in the late 2000s, 2010s.
My aunt went to jail for it.
We would get other people to give us their account information, and then we would take all their money.
No discrimination.
Like 10 years
there
ago.
ain't no we.
Yeah, it's over with. It's over with. It's over with. You can't do nothing about it. They can't do nothing. They only get 7 years. Don't even worry about it.
But here's the thing, though. They did it because
I ran
TikTok.
Up a 50 ball off that, Skeptic. A 50 piece. You feel me?
TikTok was telling people to young people to do this, and they are so they don't know. So they were doing it. They didn't even know this was illegal. And I just was I just can't help but I will say I laugh so hard at stuff like this. I just don't know how you go through life. I just don't know. I'm just how? And then she said she asked for Steve Jobs. The man's not alive anymore. I lost it. Because they told her he's also, you can't just talk to Steve Jobs. It has to be satire. There's just no way. No way.
So I got one more clip before we go, since we brought up finances, because her baby daddy got shot and she got robbed. So they saying that she might have had something to do with it. I'll play this and then we get our final thoughts.
So why I see a purchase, like a $40,000 purchase from Saks from my Amex, and of course I got the notification right away, ding, 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 ding. So I'm like, what the fuck, $40,000 Amex on Saks? So I'm like, maybe Juan, which is Colin's assistant, bought something because, you know, he be shopping with my card and everything. But I was like, but it's kind of weird because, you know, I haven't been buying clothes like that ever since I've been on tour. Like, I haven't really been buying anything. So it's like, all right, more or less. So 35 minutes passed, and then there was a $20,000 purchase on Apple. Right away, I already knew it wasn't no Juan. It wasn't no nothing. Some weird shit was happening. And let me tell you something. Before I even called my accountant called me, because my accountants also get a notification. Bitch, I could be ordering porn, bitch, and me and my accountant is gonna get a notification that I purchased porn from my credit card. That's how much I don't play about my money. As soon I was gonna call my accountants when I saw that Apple purchase, she called me before I even called her. She was like, yeah, some funny activities is going on. So let me tell you something. As soon as we saw that it was a funny activity going on, we completely cut off the credit card. But guess what, you fuckers? We automatically called those stores. We called the Saks and we called the Apple store. Let me tell y'all motherfuckers something. Y'all going to jail. I got clear pictures of you motherfuckers trying to get money out of a Chase, which, mind you, you can get money out of. Well, that's another thing about my credit card. You cannot get money out of my credit card. Like, it's like you can't just go to an ATM and just think. No, but y'all tried it. So y'all tried it on the Chase. So I got pictures of y'all going to Chase. I got clear pictures of y'all in Saks, and I got clear pictures with y'all on Apple. Because one thing about me, I don't play about my fucking money. Like, let me tell you, and I'm gonna tell you how y'all look. Y'all look Arab and y'all look Dominican. Like, y'all in between, but to me, y'all giving more like, I don't know, like the Middle Eastern look. One of you is bald-headed with a very thick beard. One of y'all look like y'all in your early 20s with curly black hair. One of y'all got a gray silver jacket and you got a stomach. And one of y'all is short and bald with a beard. So it's for y'all motherfuckers. And let me tell y'all something. Y'all are going to jail. Y'all going to jail by the end of the week. Yeah, I got clear pictures of y'all, bitch. Clear in all 3 locations. And guess what? You're lucky. You're lucky that I don't got your address. Because if I get your address before y'all, if I get the address before them, I'm gonna get y'all beat the fuck up. Word to my mother. I'm gonna get to spank the shit out of y'all. Y'all went to Chase? Y'all went to Saks? Y'all went to Apple? Y'all going to jail! We completely cut off the credit card. But guess what, we automatically called those stores. We called the Saks and we called the Apple store.
Y'all know Offset got shot for owing money. Y'all think he sent them hitters at Cardi?
That's why he got shot.
He owed a gambling bet that.
I thought it was little TJ shot him, right? Isn't that what they said?
He owed him 10,000.
Oh my god!
I'm with Ken on sterilization, man.
How she mad, right? How she mad when she used to drug and rob people?
Man, Doc, that's what I was just about to say, dog.
She used to drug and rob people, and your credit card is insured, bro. Like, people done got bro, I done went to sleep before woke up, but I'm done ran my credit card through the ground before. I ain't gonna front, but I'm gonna get it all back once I report the fraud and stuff like that. Like, that's the game, cuz you got me. I don't want you to get me, but you got me. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, I'm gonna report it and get my money back. How you gonna threaten somebody and say they going to jail and say you gonna send somebody over to their house? Like, that don't make no sense, bro. Cardi. I wish they would have ran 400,000 up on Cardi's credit card, boy. Me would have got that motherfucker say Cardi B on the front.
I'm praying it's an illegal immigrant.
Cardi B loses the right to approach any type of thing like that from a civilian perspective. If that's a regular person, a regular woman, a regular man, I expect them to go about it like that, right? Cardi came out as a street bitch, right? And like Doc said, she was in the game fucking married women's husbands and getting them to pay and hitting licks. You feel me? You can't come from the streets and then do square ass shit now that you're up. You know the game, right? Keep it in the street. That's
And
how
she
it
ain't
goes.
even somebody. She ain't even somebody who play like she don't be part of that. Like she threatening to send somebody to their house, and so that means you still, you can't dance with one foot in and one foot out. You got to either accept what come with it or handle it the other direction. You know what I'm saying? You can't pick both sides.
If you're watching right now, hit that subscribe button and press that notification bell to know when we go live. Skeptic, what's your final thoughts?
For all the people that are serving and that are in the process of being deployed, thank you for your service. And everyone, I ask that you stay safe and that you reach out to your family. Things are getting harder and it's going to get a lot tougher. I know we talked a little bit about what are the things that aren't coming through the Strait of Hormuz, but one of the things was fertilizer. So now they're thinking that there's going to be either a negative effect when it comes to food shortages, or we're just not going to have enough, not just microprocessors and like helium and stuff like that, but it's going to get to us eventually. I think we kind of went over that quickly. And follow me on TikTok and follow us here on the Man Cave. Share the live with people. Share if you have a favorite live that has been streamed on YouTube, share it with somebody, and we'll see you back on Monday.
For sure. Slim, what's your final thoughts?
Oh man, another great show. Shout out to the chat. Y'all know I stay on that high level. It's just what I do. Got a medication card for that. But yeah, man, I just want to send a shout out to everybody out there, man, and just follow your dreams, yo. A lot of shit that's going on in the world is going to try to keep you away from what you're trying to achieve. It's going to basically distract you from what you're trying to achieve. Don't allow that. Follow your dreams. Understand we do live in the greatest country on the planet. I don't give a fuck what nobody said. I love my country. I love my president. God bless America.
Ken, what's your final thoughts?
Man, Slim smoking Reggie. Man, that shit got sticks and seeds in it, bro. Popping. That shit popping like a motherfucker when you smoking. Nah, man, fuck with you. Nah, man, look, when times get harder, look, you got to give up. You got to give up something a little bit, you know what I'm saying, and put your heads together. If you got people on your phone right now, y'all can call and just party and bullshit on the game last night or what's on BET, then y'all can figure out how to get some money together. You know what I mean? If you in a relationship with somebody and y'all having raw sex and y'all not talking about how to make no bread together, you know what I'm saying, no plays, you ain't talk like you be the hustler, they be the administrator, or they be the administrator, you know, or they be the hustler, you be the administrator, you know what I'm saying? There should be you shouldn't have nobody in your immediate circle right now that's not resourceful and resilient, and y'all can't talk about no real shit together. You know what I mean? Put the romance to the side. You know what I mean? You have to form a mastermind group and start small. Just who are you fucking? Get some money.
Doc, what's your final thoughts?
I know a lot of y'all be in the comments and y'all want to get a chance to, tell us y'all opinion. So like Skeptic was saying, you can follow Skeptic. You can follow any of the new party members. A lot of them go live on TikTok. Gray's actually been going live on TikTok the last couple of mornings. So if you get a chance and you want to get in and comment and give your opinion of the new party, follow all of these people on their social media, support the content, as well as, man, I like barbecuing, and it's getting expensive. So I hope they come up with some solution soon. You know what I mean? People with food stamps. Yeah, I see my handles right there. You know what I mean? Don't struggle alone. I help support you. That's it. Man Cave.
For sure. Thank you for everybody for coming. Thank you to everybody in the chat. Tomorrow we'll be talking about Iran again, but we'll also be talking about did people really go to the moon. So the first black man just went to the moon. That was breaking news. So we will be covering that. We do this every Monday through Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Thank you to everybody that came. Thank you to everybody in the Man Cave. Have a great night.
Hello, history buffs. Ready for a journey back? Look at this encampment. The spirit of 76 is alive.
Freedom of our future. A true patriot savors these moments, but the fight for liberty calls. To the encampment for freedom of our future.
for liberty. This is what American patriotism is all about. Look at these flags. They represent our fight for liberty.
The hour our liberty is at hand. For freedom is proper. Secure our liberty. My fellow patriots, the hour of decision is upon us. Let us march forth with courage to secure our liberty.
Welcome to my colonial home. Today, Del Payne's work captures the spirit of We Fight for Independence. And our freedom. Greetings from the encampment. The spirit of liberty is strong. We will fight for our rights and our freedom.
Hour is late. We must enact. To the encampment for liberty. Through every change and challenge. We stand at the dawn of liberty, unshaken by the trials ahead. Soldiers, the enemy is near. Front line, fire me!